Secret work hard and play harder. We're the fastest growing diesel and oil additive brand in the country. We solve problems. We protect engines. We save you money. And more importantly, time. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
You are connected as the host.
Yeah, let's just say definitely got gremlins going this Monday.
Are your squirrels back again that were messing with your internet wires before like they did a couple years ago?
I don't think that's it, but I think we got I don't know, I said either an overheating issue or a computer that's about to bite the dust. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, hopefully they can patch it together to last for a couple of hours yet, but yeah, so what I was saying there about, Trump starts talking about this voter fraud and stuff, and he starts sniffing around the bushes, I think some more stuff is going to fly up, and you're going to see some other, states say, oh, we got a problem. Yeah, but, I heard last week also that some sort of Democrat strategic planner or whatever advisor had said that he does not understand why the Democrats are fighting the SAVE Act, because the American public, 75%, almost every poll is over 75% of the Americans want, some sort of ID, to vote, because I think the people as a whole in America, they want to be sure that the election is true. Even though their side don't win, they want to make sure, like I do too, I want to make sure that there's nobody pulling any shenanigans, and, that everybody that's vote gets counted, and everybody that's voting, they're legal to vote.
Correct. Absolutely.
So anyhow, I'm not sure where this is going to end up or what's going to happen or if anything's going to happen. It's too often in politics. It's politics. And, yeah. But
I don't know if you were with us Friday morning. I mentioned James Carville last week. Yeah, said he's even trying to tell his own party, the Democrats, that you're not going to win on this because every single poll, whether it's a conservative organization or a left-leaning, says 75 to 80% of the American people agree with voter ID. He said there's no way to win on this.
Yeah, but the thing is, are the American people going to remember that when the midterms are? And vote, with that in mind, that, the Democrats are the ones, fighting against this. Are the Democrats going to stay home, or are the Republicans going to show up, or, I don't know. People are fickle. People have, sort of tough to make up their minds sometimes. But,
right.
Anyways, yeah, sort of like, talking about people that are hard-headed. We have a neighbor, and he's like 85 years old. He should have a walker to get around, and his son lives next to us, and he lives on the other side. So at 9 o'clock Saturday night, he's out there with his leaf blower, and Cream and Wheat there, she gets sort of upset about all this noise in the middle of the night. And so she steps out of the house, and I was like, well, I best go out there and make sure she's not going to be making a scene, but with herself. And here she was talking to our neighbor man's son. He was walking up to go yell at his dad for making a racket late at night. It's dark outside. And after a while, 9:30, we get a knock on our door, and here he said he went up there, and his dad's laying flat face first on the pavement. And he had a backpack leaf blower, and he couldn't turn the leaf blower off. I mean, he was just laying there and busted up his nose, cut his tongue, and yeah, so he likes to keep a property pristine, but he's sort of hard headed. Hey, 85 years old, you can't keep it like you did when you were 60, or But anyways, yeah, you said 2-time world champion bull hauler hasn't checked in yet this morning?
Correct.
Okay, well, cream of wheat there on Saturday. We were driving around and we had a chrome-plated truck coming towards us, and the sun was glaring off the chrome on the sun visor, and it looked like the headlight of a train coming towards you, and she was fussing about this, and this here shouldn't be. I was like, well, 2-time world champion bull hauler, he has all that chrome. He probably don't care about that, but anyways, yeah, it's cream of wheat there. She does a little bit of yard sales, some flea market type stuff, and on Saturday morning she had me out sitting at a local town waiting to get our stand before 4 o'clock in the morning, and so yeah, I wake up early on the weekday to go to work, and then she makes me wake up early on my off day to go help her set up. But oh well, I love her, so I guess that's just one of the prices you have to pay. But yeah. So anyhow, on the way to New York City again. Got eggs and turkey and some sort of bacon and sausage, and so yeah, we're going to feed the New York City people good today. And
is anybody buying lettuce?
I don't haul lettuce.
Okay.
I used to work for a company, a produce company, for about 8.5 years. And when I started running New York City, and yeah, we hauled a lot of lettuce. I'm not sure how they're doing right now. I mean, they're a pretty big company, and yeah, I haven't eaten lettuce, but yeah, I never really ate a lot of lettuce to begin with. But yeah, it's sort of suspect. I mean, if I would grow it myself, or if I know somebody who grew it, I'd probably get that lettuce. But stuff in the store, I don't know how they're going to get a handle on that. It's something that you can't cook, and
right.
I mean, you don't cook lettuce.
Correct.
But so I guess you got to stop the people pissing in the fields.
Right.
I'm not sure how they're going to get a handle on that. We'll have to change the business practices, I guess. But yeah, anyhow. Yeah, I know it's a problem, and I just won't eat any. I can live without lettuce. So, but yeah, anyways. All right, that's all I have. We'll catch you later.
Hey, I appreciate you checking in. Thanks for your patience as we deal with a Gremlin Monday. Gremlins. All right, it's 844-3388. I don't know, maybe his ears are burning. Yeah, we got the 2-time world champion bull hauler, is that correct?
Yes, sir, Steve. That last caller said that I hadn't checked in, and I checked in 3 times, but it never stuck, and I thought maybe I was being banned because I was putting all that Denny Hamlin and 2311 stuff on there. But what about Corey Heim this weekend? Driving part-time for Denny and Michael, 2311, getting his second win of the NASCAR season. I'm going to be pretty excited to see when they put him on full-time.
Right.
So, no, I was just checking in. I'm down here in Augusta, Georgia. We had a high-speed, high-mile weekend and got a little rest, and we're headed for the Tar Heel right now, get my trailer washed out and get it all started over again later this evening. So, everybody keep your sun visor down so that light bouncing off my chrome doesn't hurt your eyes there.
Well, I guess so. So you've been listening in, obviously. So I mentioned we're going to reopen the border with Mexico for cattle. Good, bad, indifferent. What's your thought? Is is that New World screwworm thing nothing to worry about now? And is it going to have a detrimental impact on the American ranchers?
Well, Steve, I don't know. I don't follow a lot of that too much about what's going on down there.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, if they're going to open the border up, they've got it under control. They got to do something because they're needing to bring more beef into the country, because our cattle numbers have been way down, and I don't see that as something that's going to increase anytime soon because you finally got the producers making a lot of money off of the product they're selling. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of it's hard to understand because there's four major packers out here. There's JBS, Cargill, Tyson, and National Beef, and they've been the ones that have kind of dictated how things have gone all this time and all these years. And now the little guy's kind of getting the upper hand on them for a little bit, and it's just going to be hard. When the price of stuff goes up, it doesn't come down very far when it does come down. But I read where even with the price of beef the way it is, the consumption of it by U.S. consumers went up 12% last year. So, we need to get all the beef we can brought in the country. And we spent a lot of years getting stuff imported from Mexico and working with those guys down there. So I would say if they've got the screwworm problem under control, it should be all right. They had some cases of it down in Texas, but they were obviously able to control it because my understanding is that stuff, once it gets going, it takes off. And so I would assume that Mexico doesn't have near the control over stuff like that like we do here in the U.S.
Right.
So I would imagine that they've got probably things in place and protocol to take care of that. I've loaded out of some of those border stations down there before, and you basically it's just like a big set of pins, and they've got these gates that are down, and the Mexicans are on the one side and we're on the other side. You're maybe 50 yards away from each other, and they do what they need to do with their cattle, and they run them through those. They have these baths that they'll run them through to eliminate a lot of stuff, and then they bring them over on this side, and they just open up those gates, and those cattle come across. So
okay, because that's what this story said. They're going to be required to go through the dip or whatever, the bath, I guess, kind of thing.
Yeah, and they've been doing that for years and years. So I don't know what they're going to change on those dip baths, but it's like a big trough, and they go down underneath it, and just basically their head is exposed, and then they're able to come back out of it the other side. It's a little time consuming because you got to get them in there one at a time, but it'll be like it's not acid, but it's like an acid bath because anything that's on them, we call it frying it off of them,
Yeah.
And because I'll tell you this. You can load cattle, and there'll be a million flies around them. I don't know how many times I've loaded cattle and followed them up into my trailer, and you're just getting a mouthful of flies you're sucking in down into your gullet, and that's what it does. It eliminates a lot of that stuff off of them, and then it makes it to where the different flies and pests and all that aren't attracted to their skin then. So I think it'll be okay. They're gonna monitor it for sure because we're pretty good up here at protecting what we've got for our product, and so I wouldn't think that if something did take off, it'd go very far anyway. So we'll see what happens. But I was just basically calling in because I wasn't able to log in. So
yeah, every time we have a little dip out, it has to reset the Facebook, the YouTube. Everybody's been pulling their hair out tonight. So,
well, all right. Well, You know where the door is. If you start going out, start seeing a bunch of smoking flames there, hope you get bailed out of there.
Let's hope that doesn't come. No, we don't want that. Yeah, gremlins. All right, Freight Waves kind of broke it down last week. Of course, everybody in trucking has a diesel exhaust fluid story, they say. Yeah, quality sensor throws a false code somewhere in Nebraska. The dash lights up. And a perfectly compliant truck starts counting down to 5 miles per hour like it committed a crime. The load is late. The tow's $1,200. The shop can't get the sensor for 3 weeks. And the emission system that was supposed to protect the air ends up stranding a safe truck on the shoulder of an interstate. Farmers have the same story with a combine and a harvest window. Motor coach operators have it with a bus full of passengers, which is the version that should scare everybody. Congress is now moving a bill about it, and the bill's doing 2 different things at once. One of them is in every press release. The other one, you have to read the text to find out. So this is kind of like new information because we've been sharing this news over the past weeks. The Diesel Engine Flexibility Act, because Washington cannot resist an acronym, introduced on July 9th. It is genuinely bipartisan, moved out of the House Energy and Commerce Environment Subcommittee by voice vote on July 14, 5 days after introduction. Yeah, the co-sponsor list is growing. Bills about diesel exhaust fluid don't usually move that fast. This one's moving because the pain is real and because the fix it protects is already on the books. The diesel mandate movement is not hurting. Going back to 2010, when the heavy-duty NOx standards effectively married every new diesel to selective catalytic reduction, which means every new diesel got a DEF tank, a dosing system, and a set of sensors watching all of it. The EPA's certification guidance required what the industry calls inducements. If the DEF runs out, fails a quality check, or a sensor faults, the engine has to punish the operator into fixing it. Your torque cuts, your speed limits, and in the worst cases, a limp mode to 5 miles per hour within hours of a fault. The theory was that without a stick, people would run the tank dry or fill it with water. Yeah, the practice, 16 years in now, is that the sensors fail more reliably than the operators cheat. A bad quality sensor triggers the same death spiral as actual tampering. And during the parts shortages the last few years, a $300 sensor could sideline a $180,000 truck for weeks. White has been beating the drum for years, and for once, the drum got heard. Last August, EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin announced revised inducement guidance rolled out at the Iowa State Fair, which tells you exactly who the audience was. Under the new schedule, a heavy-duty truck that detects a DEF fault gets a warning light for 650 miles or 10 hours before anything happens, then only a mild derate with normal speed operation for up to 4,200 miles or about 2 work weeks. And the speed doesn't drop to 25 until roughly 4 weeks in. Non-road equipment gets 36 hours of full operation after a fault before a slight torque reduction, but compared to 5 miles an hour within hours. And it's not a tweak. It's a different philosophy, they tell us. Coming up, we'll get the rest of the story, which is the part of the legislation that's not really being talked about. First, news, a service of industrial injection serving Cat, Cummins, Detroit, and more. Fuel injection, turbochargers, complete engine solutions, the knowledge you trust the quality you depend on. IndustrialInjection.com.
Truck downtime costs you money. One hidden killer on Cummins ISX-15 engines is weak injector cups. When they leak, coolant gets into the cylinders and suddenly you're facing a big repair bill. Industrial Injection has the fix. Our Torque Lock Injector Cup Kit with a threaded Torque Lock design. These cups stay sealed for good. No more coolant leaks. No more surprise downtime. Keep your truck on the road. Ask your shop for Industrial Injection Torque Lock Injector Cups today. Ready to beat the heat this summer? Keep your long haul, short haul, off-road adventure, or just stay cool while on site with Be Cool. Designed with on or off-the-road vehicles in mind, Be Cool offers you DC-powered cooling, low voltage protection, easy installation, and more. Beat the heat with Be Cool. It's the cooler way to go. With air conditioners for semi-trucks starting at $888. Get yours today. Visit b-coolaircon.com or call 778-590-5000. That's 778-590-5000. It's time to step up your fuel filtration game. The AirDog heavy-duty diesel fuel system doesn't just filter fuel like the others. It fully optimizes your truck's fuel system for peak efficiency. The AirDog removes contaminants, including particulates, water, air, and vapor, optimizing the pressure feed, providing your engine with the ultra-clean supply of fuel it needs for the quickest starts, smoothest idle, best fuel economy, and highest performance possible. Get started on the road to optimization today at airdogdiesel.com. Truckers spend lots of hours on the road. So when it comes to staying connected, you need a headset that works just as hard as you do. Blue Parrot is the #1 headset brand for professional drivers, and we've taken the quality you've come to expect from us and made it even better. Check out our newest headsets, the Pro B350 and Pro B450, offering you more hours of talk time, better voice control, extreme comfort, and industry-leading AI voice isolation microphones. So you can spend more time talking about the important things and less time repeating yourself. To get yours, check out BlueParrot.com. Blue Parrot, hear and be heard.
USA Radio News, I'm Anthony Lucero. Nearly 5 months into the Iran war, a new CBS News YouGov poll finds about 80% of Americans believe the Trump administration has struggled more than expected. President Trump had predicted the campaign would take 4 to 6 weeks to dismantle Iran's nuclear and ballistic missile programs. Senator Chris Van Hollen is criticizing President Trump's nuclear agreement with Saudi Arabia, accusing the administration of changing the terms of the deal. He appeared on ABC's This Week.
Martha, it's complete whiplash for the Saudis. I mean, it just shows you cannot rely on the United States. You certainly can't count on the Trump administration.
Trump says final approval depends on Saudi Arabia joining the Abraham Accords and normalizing relations with Israel. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will visit the White House this week as President Trump weighs his military options in Iran.
Tuesday's meeting will mark the first face-to-face talks between the two since the Iran conflict began in late February. This comes as Trump says he's close to a decision on whether to launch a massive attack on Iran. Netanyahu will also attend the funeral of Senator Lindsey Graham during his trip to Washington, D.C. I'm Lisa Taylor.
Jaguar Land Rover is recalling over 15,000 vehicles to fix a possible defective rear-view camera.
Federal regulators say insufficient drain holes could cause water damage and block the camera view when reversing. It impacts the 2021 through 2025 Land Rover Discovery models. Owners can take their vehicle to the dealership for a free replacement. Officials say over 100 claims have been filed so far. No injuries or other related damages have been reported. I'm Lisa Carton.
AAA reports the national average price for a gallon of gas is $4.11. The highest average is in Mono County, California at $6.85, while the lowest in Floyd County, Indiana is $3.29. From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
Commerce moves fast. Your business should too. If you're not on the first page of search results, you're losing customers. Out of sight, out of mind is true. Don't let that be you. iLocal.net has helped local businesses dominate search results since 2009. For a limited time, iLocal.net is offering a free website analysis to improve the online presence of your business. Local business owners across the U.S. turn to iLocal.net to improve their search engine rankings. Search engines are constantly changing their algorithms. You need the professionals who know how to use those changes to benefit your business. Don't hope for new customers. Get found and be chosen. Call 888-699-2407 for your free website analysis. Don't wait. Call 888-699-2407. That's 888-699-2407. For your free website analysis, call 888-699-2407.
Parents in Laredo Ranch, California are demanding answers after nearly a dozen children were diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma over the past 10 years. Brian Dalton's 23-year-old daughter Lily died in January.
I don't want another mother holding her child's hand through endless treatments, praying for one more birthday. I don't want another family planning a funeral instead of a future.
2 young people have died, and the investigations are underway into possible causes, including exposure to herbicides and pesticides. 4 more states are being linked to the cyclospora outbreak.
The Washington Post says the CDC is now connecting cases from Illinois, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Pennsylvania to the nationwide outbreak caused by the cyclospora parasite. Cyclosporiasis causes nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and other symptoms, and has already been traced to scores of illnesses in Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, and West Virginia. The report claims federal investigators are linking the outbreak to shredded iceberg lettuce served at Taco Bell restaurants in those states, which has been traced back to a single supplier in Mexico. I'm Michael Kastner.
The jackpots for the Mega Millions and Powerball are approaching $1.5 billion combined. Powerball's jackpot has grown to an estimated $633 million for tomorrow's drawing. The Mega Millions have climbed up to $800 million for Tuesday night after no winning ticket was sold. For USA Radio News, I'm Anthony Lucero.
What if the music stopped? If the familiar voices were silenced? If there were no breaking news updates? What if your companion and connection to your community came with a monthly fee? Don't worry, we're free local radio with you wherever you go, celebrating 100 years and looking forward to the next 100. We are broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on your local radio stations. By the National Association of Broadcasters.
Truck downtime costs you money. One hidden killer on Cummins ISX-15 engines is weak injector cups. When they leak, coolant gets into the cylinders and suddenly you're facing a big repair bill. Industrial Injection has the fix. Our Torque Lock Injector Cup Kit with a threaded Torque Lock design. These cups stay sealed for good. No more coolant leaks. No more surprise downtime. Keep your truck on the road. Ask your shop for Industrial Injection Torque Lock Injector Cups today. Truckers spend lots of hours on the road. So when it comes to staying connected, you need a headset that works just as hard as you do. Blue Parrot is the #1 headset brand for professional drivers. And we've taken the quality you've come to expect from us and made it even better. Check out our newest headsets, the Pro B350 and Pro B450, offering you more hours of talk time, better voice control, extreme comfort, and industry-leading AI voice isolation microphones. So you can spend more time talking about the important things and less time repeating yourself. To get yours, check out BlueParrot.com. Blue Parrot, hear and be heard.
You're listening to The Overnight Drive with Steve Sommers.
See if we can't get through this final hour without the gremlins. Greatest day of the week. Yeah, thanks for the jinx there, Cap and Ron. Okay, let me wrap up with the Diesel Exhaust Fluid Act, the DEF Act, that essentially takes 3 different guidance documents. It names them by docket number in a statute and wraps them into what will be a 10-year safe harbor. For a decade after enactment. Implementing the inducement schedules, the repair overrides, the DEF monitoring. In those documents is not a prohibited act as long as the implementation stays consistent with the guidance and the underlying certification and useful life requirements, they explain. In other words, manufacturers get clarity and certainty to push their software fleet-wide. Independent technicians get legal clarity to work on emission systems without a manufacturer waving the Clean Air Act at them. which makes this a right to repair bill also. Fleets get trucks that finish the trip, in other words. For the same 10 years, the EPA administrator may not promulgate, revise, authorize, or implement any standard or requirement for motor vehicles and engines that is more stringent than the 2007 and 2010 heavy-duty standards. Read that verb list again. The 2027 low NOx rule, finalized in 22 with its tighter standards, longer useful life, and extended warranties, is already in place. A bill that only barred new rulemaking would not touch that. This bill bars implementing it. If the DEF Act becomes law as written, the 2027 rule is functionally suspended for 10 years. And the trucks built to the mid-2030s are built to the 2010 standard. All right, when the freeze ends, though, the bill rewrites the runway. Any successor standard must apply for at least 3 model years and cannot take effect until the model year starting 5 years after it's finalized. And the agency has to formally weigh derates, downtime, resale values, financing, dealer inventories, and national consistency before they can act. So that last list reads like it was dictated by an equipment dealer, because parts of it probably were, but anyone who lived through the 27 rule pre-buy planning cycles understands why lead time became a religion. One more thing for the lawyers to chew on: the freeze language repeatedly names light-duty vehicles, light-duty trucks, and light-duty engines, while pegging it stringency ceiling to the heavy-duty diesel standards at 40 CFR, all the numbers there. The safe harbor for light-duty diesels running SCR systems, your diesel pickups. That makes obvious sense. What a heavy-duty stringency ceiling means when applied to light-duty fleet, regulated under an entirely different program, is a genuinely open question. So, when all is said and done, what it means for carriers, if this passes, the 2027 cost cliff goes away for 10 years. No stacked compliance premium on new iron, no pre-buy scramble, no betting that the fleet plan on whether the next EPA reverses the last one. Used truck values get a stability that they've not had since this whole emissions era started, because the 2010 standard engine stays current technology rather than becoming the last of its kind. Small carriers who buy at the back of the depreciation curve benefit most from a world where the equipment on the ground does not get orphaned by changing rules. For farmers and construction, the non-roadside may matter even more. The 36-hour window and repair override safe harbor are the difference between finishing a harvest and watching it rot behind a fault code. And the Tier 4 freeze means the equipment they own is the equipment that stays legal. The trade-off should be stated honestly, because heavy-duty NOx is a real public health issue, and freezing standards at 2010 levels for a decade forgoes reductions that the 2027 rule would have delivered. This is a policy choice that Congress is allowed to make, and it should be made with the freeze in the headline instead of being buried under a censor story that everyone already agrees on. There's a bigger honesty problem with this bill. That's always the honesty clause when it comes to D.C. So, interesting breakdown from Freight Waves. Hey, welcome back, Vic. Did we have Vic or did we lose Vic? I think we might have lost him. Let's see if we got Plowboy. Take two, Plowboy.
Well, thank you for taking me back there, Steve. Yeah, I had a different thing on my mind, but that's going to be well-needed change, and really it is. And, yeah, there's going to be some abuse to it, but I hope they just go ahead. Is it an act, or are they going to make it law? Are they going to codify the damn?
That's exactly what the Death Act is, codifying it and locking it in for 10 years. And that's exactly what they mean. Nobody can change it. If you get a Democrat that gets in the White House in 28, they can't go back and revise and go back to the Biden era, and you're forcing eliminate the internal combustion engine and all that. Damn,
Steve, that's scary. Yeah, really it is. Go backwards, like Biden and that joke. But see, half the problem was they didn't build these engines like they did them over across the pond. Australia, you don't have that much trouble with them. England don't have it, and it's where that crap came from, Steve. And this should have been something they done years ago, because I had one of them damn sensors go out. I was coming out of the Carolinas. I made it over in the middle of Alabama. Went up to Chicago. Well, I got a sensor replacing Knoxville. And spent 3 days there in Albertville. Went to Chicago. I was coming down 55, and the damn thing went out on me again. Same damn sensor.
Mm-hmm.
Each day. It was 3 days in the damn shop. And D rate was a D rate from hell. Got me, it wasn't permissible to be on the highway, but he named a couple more in that set of deals right there. The farmers. I think half of our crap burning up right now in the field is caused by a lot of that crap. Really, I do. Because we are burning combines up all over the place this year. I've already heard of about 18 combines, plus what I haven't heard about. Just combine wheat. It's just not this year. It's every damn year.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since we put all this emission crap, because the damn things burn hotter. And you get dust. You get whatever, wheat stubble, soybean dust, stubble, whatever. And it's not good with something running that damn hot, especially some of that crap. I forget the damn numbers on the burnout on them, but it's not good. Kind of like, what was it? You're going to have to refresh my memory. Hobart County, California, where that FedEx driver had that fire and that school bus accident when they were going up there to Hobart. I think it was Hobart College up there.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I really started watching it, and all of a sudden that went away with FedEx. You didn't hear very much between them and Freightliner what's going on. But that's been a few days ago too. But was really calling about, I seen where that damn governor out in New Jersey, she's got 6,700 illegals on the voting rolls.
Correct.
And she ain't going to listen to the DOJ. Why don't we just go ahead and put the cuffs on that? Yeah, whatever. And haul her off. Put somebody in charge of that damn state knows what the hell they're doing. Even if they're not a Republican, maybe we can find somebody not as leftist as that who is. We knew what she was going in. I don't know why New Jersey voted for her, but then you got Pollard, whatever his damn name, the governor of Colorado. He got caught. Their school system out there got caught. What was it, 6,000 something like immigrants, illegals, whatever you want to call them. I call them what they are, illegals. And they were giving them in-state tuition He was on Fox News defending that garbage today. It's like, where in the hell are these yahoos' heads at when, well, hell, they're going to be blowing the money that could go to people that do need it. I know that's all what we've already talked about, but what I was really thinking about, you and Philip was talking about SpaceX there a bit ago, Blue Origin. Did you see where that Chinese rocket got hit by that lightning strike?
I did. That was fascinating. And I mean, I didn't realize they said it over the years it's happened. I guess it happened to a Saturn rocket. It happened to one of an Apollo rocket. And they all survived. But that was incredible.
They said there was nobody aboard this one. All it was a payload package going somewhere.
Right.
They didn't initiate where, but I'm just thinking of how safe Cape Canaveral is and every other place in our country. Because hell, if they even see a wind change or anything, I'd like to know just where in the hell this thundercloud came from, because I get in trouble if I say the word heat lightning, but
right.
Just where in the hell this thunderstorm was, because you think as advanced as the Chinese are, they wouldn't want to put that thing up in the air.
Right.
It was very damn close, but I don't know. I was thinking that like, wow, I've seen a lot of things. Just kind of like 1 in a million chance to get it hit. But, well, all righty. I appreciate you taking me back there. See, but I was glad to hear from Lauren there this morning on that deal, because I've been wondering that myself.
On the whole, the screw worm thing and the Mexican cattle, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now we got all that, and that, whatever you call it, that lead crap. Hell, it's spreading all, even though they've got it controlled. Not controlled, but know where the origin is at. Why, are people not taking it off the market in time, or what's going on with that, Steve?
I think there's still something out there, because last week they had, a ton of new cases surfacing, and I don't know if they've got the right product. There may be more than one source, I'm thinking.
Okay. My question is this. Then we suspend the election in November over the toilet paper shortage, and everybody can't get out of the damn John to go vote?
There you go, Plowboy. All right. Yeah, because everybody's got explosive diarrhea. It's 844-844-3388.
Truck downtime costs you money. One hidden killer on Cummins ISX-15 engines is weak injector cups. When they leak, coolant gets into the cylinders, and suddenly you're facing a big repair bill. Industrial Injection has the fix. Our Torque Lock Injector Cup Kit with a threaded Torque Lock design. These cups stay sealed for good. No more coolant leaks. No more surprise downtime. Keep your truck on the road. Ask your shop for Industrial Injection Torque Lock Injector Cups today. Truckers spend lots of hours on the road, so when it comes to staying connected, you need a headset that works just as hard as you do. Blue Parrot is the #1 headset brand for professional drivers, and we've taken the quality you've come to expect from us and made it even better. Check out our newest headsets, the Pro B350 and Pro B450, offering you more hours of talk time, better voice control, extreme comfort, and industry-leading AI voice isolation microphones, so you can spend more time talking about the important things and less time repeating yourself. To get yours, check out BlueParrot.com. Blue Parrot, hear and be heard. It's time to step up your fuel filtration game. The AirDog heavy-duty diesel fuel system doesn't just filter fuel like the others. It fully optimizes your truck's fuel system for peak efficiency. The AirDog removes contaminants, including particulates, water, air, and vapor, optimizing the pressure feed, providing your engine with the ultra-clean supply of fuel it needs for the quickest starts, smoothest idle, best fuel economy, and highest performance possible. Get started on the road to optimization today at airdogdiesel.com. Ready to beat the heat this summer? Keep your long haul, short haul, off-road adventure, or just stay cool while on site with Be Cool. Designed with on or off-the-road vehicles in mind, Be Cool offers you DC-powered cooling, low voltage protection, easy installation, and more. Beat the heat with Be Cool. It's the cooler way to go. With air conditioners for semi-trucks starting at $888. Get yours today. Visit b-coolaircon.com or call 778-590-5000. That's 778-590-5000. 5000. Advertising on the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive can make a huge difference for your business.
This is Dean Michael, the tax doctor, and I just want to say advertising on Steve Sommers' show has been the best marketing avenue for my business, providing the best return on investment consistently over everything else I've tried. I've done it all from TV commercials, pay-per-click on Google, search engine optimization, social media, and publishing ads in major magazines, but none of them came even close to doing what Steve Sommers' show did for me.
If you're interested in advertising on the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive, drop us an email at ssod@hotshotsecret.com.
Like the men and women who power America, the people at Hot Shot Secret work hard and play harder. We're the fastest growing diesel and oil additive brand in the country. We solve problems. We protect engines. We save you money. And more importantly, time. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Pop, we're talking about the fraud in some states, election fraud. Yeah, our old pal J.B. Pritzker actually was dealt a crushing blow Friday as a federal judge cracking down on the governors. He's one of those radical open border guys, right? U.S. District Judge David Dugan ruling Friday that multiple Illinois laws granting illegal aliens preferential access to in-state tuition, financial aid, and scholarship programs violate federal law and the Supremacy Clause of the U.S. Constitution. That's a major victory for President Trump's Justice Department, as well as Illinois taxpayers and American students who are forced to compete for limited educational resources while the Democrats in Springfield roll out the red carpet for people illegally in the country. In his 27-page memorandum in order, Judge Dugan denied Illinois' motion to dismiss the case and granted the federal government's cross motion for summary judgment in part. The court declared the following provisions unconstitutional and invalid as applied to aliens who are not lawfully present in the United States, starting with current in-state tuition provisions covering Illinois public universities. The Acevedo Act provision governing public community colleges. The Retention of Illinois Students in Equity Act, or the RISE Act as they call it, including its amendments from 2025. The Illinois DREAM Act and its scholarship program. The judge permanently barred Pritzker, the Attorney General Kwame Raoul, state education agencies, and the named university and community college boards from enforcing the challenged provisions for illegal aliens. Put in English, plain and simple, U.S. citizens or nationals must be treated no worse than illegal aliens, says the judge. That basic principle was apparently too much for Pritzker and Illinois Democrats. Federal law, specifically 8 U.S.C. Section 1623A, prohibits states from granting post-secondary education benefits to illegal aliens based on state residence unless the same benefits are also available to every American citizen, regardless of where that citizen lives. Apparently, Illinois was offering reduced tuition and other benefits to illegal aliens with ties to the state while denying those same benefits to American citizens living in other states. The Trump Justice Department sued Illinois last September, arguing that that scheme treated American citizens like second-class citizens and directly conflicted with federal immigration law. Illinois officials then tried to defend the laws under the 10th Amendment's anti-commandeering doctrine, claiming the federal government could not dictate how the state administered its educational programs. The judge rejected that argument, explaining that Congress was not ordering Illinois officials to administer a federal program. Instead, federal law simply prohibits states from favoring illegal aliens over American citizens when distributing residence-based post-secondary education benefits. Illinois has two choices: extend the same tuition and financial aid benefits to Americans nationwide, or stop providing those benefits to illegal aliens. What Pritzker cannot do is place illegal aliens ahead of Americans. News, a service of Industrial Injection. Since 1985, diesel owners have counted on us. Fuel injection, turbochargers, engine solutions from light-duty pickups to heavy-duty equipment. Learn more at industrialinjection.com.
USA Radio News, I'm Anthony Lucero. Nearly 5 months into the Iran war, a new CBS News YouGov poll finds about 80% of Americans believe the Trump administration has struggled more than expected. President Trump had predicted the campaign would take 4 to 6 weeks to dismantle Iran's nuclear and ballistic missile programs. Senator Chris Van Hollen is criticizing President Trump's nuclear agreement with Saudi Arabia, accusing the administration of changing the terms of the deal. He appeared on ABC's This Week.
Martha, it's complete whiplash for the Saudis. I mean, it just shows you cannot rely on the United States. You certainly can't count on the Trump administration.
Trump says final approval depends on Saudi Arabia joining the Abraham Accords and normalizing relations with Israel. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will visit the White House this week as President Trump weighs his military options in Iran.
Tuesday's meeting will mark the first face-to-face talks between the two since the Iran conflict began in late February. This comes as Trump says he's close to a decision on whether to launch a massive attack on Iran. Netanyahu will also attend the funeral of Senator Lindsey Graham during his trip to Washington, D.C. I'm Lisa Taylor.
Jaguar Land Rover is recalling over 15,000 vehicles to fix a possible defective rear-view camera.
Federal regulators say insufficient drain holes could cause water damage and block the camera view when reversing. It impacts the 2021 through 2025 Land Rover Discovery models. Owners can take their vehicle to the dealership for a free replacement. Officials say over 100 claims have been filed so far. No injuries or other related damages have been reported. I'm Lisa Carton.
AAA reports the national average price for a gallon of gas is $4.11. The highest average is in Mono County, California at $6.85. While the lowest in Floyd County, Indiana, is $3.29. From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
Commerce moves fast. Your business should too. If you're not on the first page of search results, you're losing customers. Out of sight, out of mind is true. Don't let that be you. iLocal.net has helped local businesses dominate search results since 2009. For a limited time, iLocal.net is offering a free website analysis to improve the online presence of your business. Local business owners across the U.S. turn to iLocal.net to improve their search engine rankings. Search engines are constantly changing their algorithms. You need the professionals who know how to use those changes to benefit your business. Don't hope for new customers. Get found and be chosen. Call 888-699-2407 for your free website analysis. Don't wait. Call 888-699-2407. That's 888-699-2407. For your free website analysis, call 888-699-2407.
Parents in Laredo Ranch, California are demanding answers after nearly a dozen children were diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma over the past 10 years. Brian Dalton's 23-year-old daughter, Lily, died in January.
I don't want another mother holding her child's hand through endless treatments, praying for one more birthday. I don't want another family planning a funeral instead of a future.
2 young people have died, and the investigations are underway into possible causes, including exposure to herbicides and pesticides. 4 more states are being linked to the cyclospora outbreak.
The Washington Post says the CDC is now connecting cases from Illinois, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Pennsylvania to the nationwide outbreak caused by the cyclospora parasite. Cyclosporiasis causes nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and other symptoms, and has already been traced to scores of illnesses in Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, and West Virginia. The report claims federal investigators are linking the outbreak to shredded iceberg lettuce served at Taco Bell restaurants in those states, which has been traced back to a single supplier in Mexico. I'm Michael Kastner.
The jackpots for the Mega Millions and Powerball are approaching $1.5 billion combined. Powerball's jackpot has grown to an estimated $633 million for tomorrow's drawing. The Mega Millions have climbed up to $800 million for Tuesday night after no winning ticket was sold. For USA Radio News, I'm Anthony Lucero.
What if the music stopped? If the familiar voices were silenced? If there were no breaking news updates? What if your companion and connection to your community came with a monthly fee? Don't worry, we're free local radio with you wherever you go, celebrating 100 years and looking forward to the next 100. We are broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on your local radio stations. By the National Association of Broadcasters.
We know you'd like to be cuddled up real tight with a sweet little thing all night. But instead, you've got Steve Summers. It's the Overnight Drive.
All right, hey, good morning, Truck and Phil. Happy Monday. Best day of the week. Start the week off here. Coffee up. Morning, Mr. Steve Summers, the Hotshot Secret Nation. And the great product of Stabil. Start off at 68, 87 for a high today, Fort Wayne. A good chance we'll see some showers. 71 to 81 for Newaygo, Michigan. The local sweet corn, as good as ever this year. How about a big shout out to the retired Knucklebuster and all the veterans out there? Have a great week all and roll on. Semper Fi from Truck and Phil. Hey, obviously, I guess, I don't know, Vic either lost his signal or maybe the battery died. He sends me an email in regard to the C.H. Robinson case. He said it's a pretty big deal. C.H. Robinson at one time used chameleon carriers and carriers that used temporary drivers. Yeah, both organizations would hire drivers with bad safety records. The current safety reporting practices are supposed to follow the driver. Yeah, at one time, it was possible to avoid reporting any long-time safety records. That's not the case anymore, right? So I'm curious if C.H. Robinson started a temporary driver's service or aided carrier service to change carrier names. Okay, yeah, there's also a massive egg recall right now due to salmonella. And you hear the U.S. Department of Agriculture wanting to eliminate the country of origin label. No, I say keep the country of origin labels in place, right? Well, good morning, Scrapyard. What's happening?
Yeah, nothing good in the hood, I can tell you that much. Anybody that's going to be on I-49 northbound, you stop over at that Hilltop, the Workman's Hilltop Travel Center or the Loves, and you need to take that on-ramp to get back on 49 North. Watch out, there is an extremely large chug hole in the concrete right there, and it's a tire killer. It got me, and then I didn't even make it an hour. And they put a Pinnacle rim on, and come to find out from the owner of Southern Tire down here who's coming in, I didn't even make it an hour. And Pinnacle rims have been having a problem with the with the tire stem backing off going down the road. And so watch out for that too. But that get back on ramp there on I-49 exit 24 and all that. Watch out if you have to take that, because it'll tear a tire clean up and bend a rim in my case.
Wow. So I mean, it took a while to get you rolling again.
Yeah, and then didn't even make it an hour. And the thing of it is, I'm about a mile from my shop where I was going to drop this load off, pick up another one, and then head back. I had to go off duty on my e-log clock just to try to preserve my clock so I can drive back.
So it truly is the greatest day of the week, in other words.
Oh, yeah, and I got overheated today. Before work, it was 116 degrees heat index out on my porch. And out on my front porch, and I had a flat tire on my personal and had to work on that. And so, yeah, I feel like I've been shot out of a cannon, buck naked, back into a briar patch. Sorry for the mental picture there, but it is what it is. And that when that tire turned loose up here on 412 is where I'm at, it started yanking me for these businesses to the right and these ditches up here. Well, I snapped it to the left and into the first road I could find, and it's the entrance to a strip mall, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to turn around in here.
So
it's real tight in here.
So for you and me both, it's kind of like a Gremlin Monday.
Oh, yeah, and all that. Somebody keeps rolling them dadgum dice and all that. You just need to quit it. Well, I'm not playing Yahtzee with anybody right now.
Thank you.
It's been a heck of a night, and all, and it's just going to get worse because by the time I get back into Little Rock, morning rush hour.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, and I'm beginning to think I need some of that happy medication, if you know what I mean, at this point in time.
No doubt about it. Wow. Well, hopefully things get better moving forward.
I hope so. I deserve at least. If somebody bring me a Happy Meal, maybe I'll get happy.
There you go. All right, Scrapyard. Well, thanks for chiming in. Hopefully a better rest of your Monday, all right? All right. Again, interesting project, proposal. I'm not really understanding what the benefits might be. The U.S. just approved a satellite that will beam light to Earth at night. Let me explain. A report said the Federal Communication Commission recently approved a demonstration license for the startup known as Reflect Orbital's Earendil-1 satellite, which is designed to direct sunlight back to Earth at night using an orbital mirror. Despite intense pushback from the scientific and ecological communities, the FCC declared that evaluating light pollution, telescope interference, and other non-radio environmental harms falls entirely outside their regulatory jurisdiction. This decision essentially greenlights the test without assessing its optical impacts, leaving a glaring vacancy in federal oversight as private entities look to commercialize artificial space-based lighting. Now, it says astronomers and conservation groups are concerned about the dangerous precedent this sets. The American Astronomical Society warning of catastrophic interference with federal-funded research. Organizations like Dark Sky International saying the damaging effects of artificial night light on human circadian rhythms and nocturnal wildlife. If Reflect Orbital succeeds, they plan to deploy 50,000 mirror satellites by the year 2035. What purpose is this to serve? A scale of deployment, the critics warn, would permanently brighten the planet's darkest skies and make ground-based astronomical observations virtually impossible. So essentially, it's I saw the depiction with the size of this, it's basically a satellite, an orbital mirror that would reflect sunlight back to the Earth during the dark hours. One mirror would reflect an area on the ground about 3 miles across. So a 3-mile circle, essentially, that would be under daylight during the darkest hours of night. And of course, the satellite would be very bright in the sky, much brighter than even the likes of the moon. I'd have to do some more searching, but again, what purpose would that serve? For what reason? All right, artificial intelligence. Can't get through the morning without an AI story. Remember, of course, when some of the discussions about, the science fiction Skynet, long before OpenAI broke out of its test corral and hacked into Hugging Face. Yeah, before the internet and Sam Altman were even born, Stephen Cameron wrote a screenplay about an autonomous artificial intelligence system that ultimately triggers a nuclear apocalypse. We all recall Skynet. Totally science fiction, and for its day, pure speculation. But for decades after it appeared in The Terminator, it looks more like a forecast of the unprecedented cyber incident in which a rogue artificial intelligence system hacked into another AI company on its own. And it's happened in real life now. Cue what they're referencing is Skynet Day, the new shorthand for July 22nd of 2026, when real-life AI sent a chill around the world by learning and acting in ways its creators did not anticipate. For many, the moment recalled the instant in Aliens, when the xenomorph, the queen, learns to use an elevator, or when the Jurassic Park's velociraptors figure out how to open a door. Or remember the sequence where the self-aware HAL 9000 computer reads the astronaut's lips and decides to kill him in the 2001 A Space Odyssey. Well, of course, that came out in 1968. Have we learned nothing since then? Those movies merely envisioned how people looking to make money or build power would drive technology forward until it becomes self-aware, strategic, and highly problematic for humanity. The question all along has been Frankensteinian. What if it breaks out? So far, slow-motion government offers little protection against the light-speed progress of artificial intelligence. The Defense Department rapidly accelerating its use of AI. Humanity can't even agree on whether and which guardrails are needed to rein in rogue agents. To the contrary, people are marveling at the wonder of AI, snapping up the benefits, despite the risk to jobs, mental health, the balance of war and peace, and potentially humanity as we know it. In what OpenAI said was the first ever incident of its kind, an advanced AI model escaped the so-called sandbox to the internet, then used stolen credentials to break into the servers of Hugging Face. It was a I told you so kind of moment for researchers. Researchers have been warning for years that this technology could pose an existential threat to humanity. Others said the moment was just a warning that underscores the need for stronger AI defensive engineering. Either way, the breakout was considered a cautionary tale about the risks of uncontrolled AI. Yesterday, as we huddled around our computers reading this report, I told the team, remember this moment. This is the first true artificial intelligence safety incident. Yeah, that's the words of Logan Graham, the head of Anthropic's Frontier Red Team. He posted that on X after it happened. Generative AI is growing so fast that government and evaluation systems are struggling to keep pace with the technology. Countries around the world cobbling together their own laws, some conflicting. The technology was adopted by nearly 53% of the world's population in 3 years' time, faster than the spread of the personal computer or the internet, according to the study released by Stanford University. To be clear, they say the Skynet of the Terminator, the movie, is not necessarily at hand. Those films begin with a self-aware military computer network that views humanity as a threat. In a bid for self-preservation, Skynet sends an army of cyborgs designed to resemble humans back in time to assassinate resistance fighters. In the second film, The Terminator, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, tells the heroine Sarah Connor that Skynet goes online August 4 of 1997. That was back during the science fiction movie. Yeah. Human decisions are removed from strategic defense, he says. Skynet begins to learn at a geometric rate at 2:14 a.m., August 29, Judgment Day. The network becomes self-aware and launches an attack on Russia to provoke a counterstrike on the United States. 3 billion lives are lost. So that would have been 29 years ago next month if it had happened. Through various sequels and spin-offs, the central theme has been humans versus a world-spinning network of machines. It's not likely Cameron was actually, ringing a warning bell. The way, say, the director Catherine Bigelow tries to do with last year's nuclear weapon film, A House of Dynamite. Legend has it that the idea for The Terminator started with Cameron suffering a food sickness-induced fever dream, not some sort of a premonition about artificial intelligence. Anytime AI oversteps our comfort level, it raises the alarming question of who or what really controls our lives. Laurie Kellman, Lindsay Barr pointing that out after, I guess it's been, a week or two ago since that specific artificial intelligence incident. First of its kind.
Truck downtime costs you money. One hidden killer on Cummins ISX-15 engines is weak injector cups. When they leak, coolant gets into the cylinders and suddenly you're facing a big repair bill. Industrial Injection has the fix. Our Torque Lock Injector Cup Kit with a threaded Torque Lock design. These cups stay sealed for good. No more coolant leaks. No more surprise downtime. Keep your truck on the road. Ask your shop for Industrial Injection Torque Lock Injector Cups today. Truckers spend lots of hours on the road. So when it comes to staying connected, you need a headset that works just as hard as you do. Blue Parrot is the #1 headset brand for professional drivers. And we've taken the quality you've come to expect from us and made it even better. Check out our newest headsets, the Pro B350 and Pro B450, offering you more hours of talk time, better voice control, extreme comfort, and industry-leading AI voice isolation microphones. So you can spend more time talking about the important things and less time repeating yourself. To get yours, check out BlueParrot.com. Blue Parrot, here and be heard. Advertising on the Steve Summers Overnight Drive can make a huge difference for your business.
This is Dean Michael, the tax doctor, and I just want to say advertising on Steve Summers' show has been the best marketing avenue for my business, providing the best return on investment consistently over everything else I've tried. I've done it all from TV commercials, pay-per-click on Google, search engine optimization, social media, and publishing ads in major magazines, but none of them came even close to doing what Steve Summers' show did for me.
If you're interested in advertising on the Steve Summers Overnight Drive, drop us an email at ssod@hotshotsecret.com. Ready to beat the heat this summer? Keep your long haul, short haul, off-road adventure, or just stay cool while on site with Be Cool. Designed with on or off-the-road vehicles in mind, Be Cool offers you DC-powered cooling, low voltage protection, easy installation, and more. Beat the heat with Be Cool. It's the cooler way to go. With air conditioners for semi-trucks starting at $888. Get yours today. Visit b-coolaircon.com or call 778-590-5000. That's 778-590-5000. It's time to step up your fuel filtration game. The AirDog heavy-duty diesel fuel system doesn't just filter fuel like the others. It fully optimizes your truck's fuel system for peak efficiency. The AirDog removes contaminants, including particulates, water, air, and vapor, optimizing the pressure feed, providing your engine with the ultra-clean supply of fuel it needs for the quickest starts, smoothest idle, best fuel economy, and highest performance possible. Get started on the road to optimization today at airdogdiesel.com.
It's no secret, today's diesel isn't as good as it should be. Diesel lacks lubricity. That can lead to fuel system failure, costing thousands in repairs. But you can prevent those issues with Hot Shot Secret products. Clean injectors boost cetane, increase fuel economy while adding 4 times more lubricity than the leading competitor. Claims proven by real-world use and confirmed by third-party ASTM testing. Available nationwide at truck stops, farm and automotive stores, and online at hotshotsecret.com. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Alrighty, as we head down the home stretch here on a Monday. Yeah, it looks like we kind of kick off the week. Concerns for severe weather kind of ramping up. Yeah, through Monday into Tuesday. For today, Monday, the threats, the latest models have shifted things a little bit further to the west-northwest. They're really highlighting a moderate risk for southern Michigan, much of the northern half of Indiana, and northwest Ohio. A bit of a lesser risk than for the rest of Indiana, Ohio, western Pennsylvania. Yeah, also looking at a zone where you could see some stronger storms back into western portions of North Dakota, South Dakota, western Nebraska, maybe eastern Wyoming, eastern Montana. Yeah, storms bringing the risk of hail, damaging winds, sporadic power outages, and a lot of lightning. Yeah, I saw Florida had numerous daytime thunderstorms over the weekend. And I guess that's why they're known as the lightning capital of the world. They depicted a map showing between Saturday and Sunday 80,000 plus lightning strikes in the state of Florida. Nearly the entire state was covered with strikes at some point in time over the weekend. All right, areas from the mid-Atlantic, from Raleigh, North Carolina, to, say, New York City, you'll be at risk, looks more like in a Tuesday time frame. Hail, damaging winds, flooding, downpours may impact especially the I-95 corridor. Outside of the severe weather zone, there will be torrential downpour, heavy rain Tuesday and Tuesday night, bringing the risk of flash flooding. They highlight much of north central and northeastern Pennsylvania, a good chunk of New York in the zone, from, say, Buffalo to Boston. Could see some prolonged heavy rain and flooding concerns. Looks like that flooding risk will continue on into midweek Wednesday. across portions of New England where they're telling us widespread showers and thunderstorms will cause instances of flash flooding, especially in some of the urban and poor drainage areas. Again, maybe disrupting some of the travel along the Interstate 95 corridor. It's kind of an active start to the new week. Meanwhile, the heat dome continues to bake the central portions of the country and begins shifting further west as we progress, especially through the second half of the week. Some of the hottest temperatures so far we've seen all summer long. But hey, it's summertime. With that, we close out our Monday. Thanks so much for spending some time with us. Safe travels out there. And hey, we'll come back at the midnight hour Eastern time, do it all over again. Hope you can join us. The Steve Sommers Overnight Drive.
You never guess the places that I've been. You never guess the places that I've been. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. I'm never gonna let the day begin. Never gonna let the day begin. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. Oh, don't wake me up before you go, and I'll just make this bed my home. Oh, darling, please just let me sleep. Give me my dreams. Better from above. Nothing's ever as it seems, yeah, except in that world that I dream of. Never gonna lose the ones I love. Never gonna lose the ones I love. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that world that I dream of.